Okay, so this is a video on what is the ReZEN app that we use as a real agent within the brokerage. What does it look like? What are the features that are available within it? So I'm going to hop right into the app on my laptop and we'll go through from top to bottom all the features and how it all works. Okay, we are within ReZEN now, and this is the new ReZEN that came out following Rise with Leo Copilot. You can see that here on the left. And this pops up automatically when you log into ReZEN. I'm in the demo mode, you can see right here. So essentially that'll block out some of the private information, and that is just a toggle I can turn on or off. So if I want to show somebody, I can put it into demo mode, and then it blurs out information about, the amount of money that I've made this year, my GST number, etc. So within Leo, I can get rid of it quickly. I can just click this and it goes away, or I can click the X, of course. And Leo Copilot, what it's going to do, it's still in development, but what it's going to do is if there's something that needs your immediate attention when you log in, it's going to pop up right here and say like, hey, you need to approve the trade record sheet for this deal. So essentially, it's going to guide you down the path of what immediately needs your attention, which I think is pretty fantastic. Now, right now, you can ask it lots of questions. There's some questions right here. I can just click like, okay, what's my license expiration date? And it'll look up information specific to me. So mine is the date right here. I can ask, when does my cap reset? And there we go. There's a date right there. February 1st, 2025 is when my cap resets. I can ask questions like, how do I get a hold of my managing broker? How can I contact support? So Leo is useful. It's not just a gimmick. It actually is really useful. So within ReZEN, this is the home page. So my dashboard, you click that. This is what comes up. You're going to see your income over the months of the calendar year. You're going to see your capping status here. You'll see information on the right about your network. This is all blurred out, but it does say your total commission that you've earned this year, your net commission, and it'll talk about rev share stuff. It'll say where you're licensed. It'll say who your managing broker is. It'll talk about your team if you're on one, what MLS board you're on. You can get your tax form. So my accountant asks for input on how much money has been made this year. I click this right here, I generate a tax document, and I can send it to my accountant. So I'll take you through all these sections and what they all do. So the next one is your inbox. So this is essentially messages that are sent to me about specific deals. So it could be the managing broker, it could be a transaction coordinator, it could be conveyancing, updating me on, hey, this deal has completed. So I can see all the addresses here on the left. I can click on them and I can start talking to appropriate people about that specific deal. So it basically takes the need away of writing a new email, telling them what you're talking about, and then making sure you're writing it to the right person. You're already categorized onto what deal you're talking about. So I can go into a property and I can talk immediately to the conveyancer, immediately to the managing broker. Or again, they can get a hold of me and update me, and I know what we're talking about. So super convenient. That's the inbox. Transactions. So this is if you have a buyer deal or a listing that has an accepted offer, that's a transaction. So the next section we'll get into is my listings, but transactions are actually deals that you're working on. So I can go into them. So let's just click this one. I click the eyeball and I'm in this transaction and I see this, the list price. I see the sale price. I see when it's going to close. I see commission being offered on this specific deal. And then down here is the road to success with like check marks and like telling me how far along I'm on the way. And then the checklist is where I upload confirmation of deposit. So you can see here that it's pending. So I uploaded the confirmation of deposit. Managing broker has to go in there and verify, and then they'll get this green accepted thumbs up. So we can see that the CPS, the contract, has been accepted and verified, but the deposit was just entered yesterday, so that hasn't yet been. We can also check on the trade record sheet, which is automatically generated within the system. Basically, you tell it the sale price, you tell it who the lawyers are on each side, and then it generates the trade record sheet. I look at it, I verify it, I give it a thumbs up, and it gets sent off to lawyers after it's been approved by managing broker. So it is really streamlined. My listings. So when you have a new listing, you obviously upload it onto your MLS board, but you also have to tell Real that you have a new listing. So you say, click right here, add a new listing. It asks you what the address is. It asks you who the sellers are. And then you go to a similar section with that checklist and you just drag in the contract for purchase and sale, drag in your required forms, maybe your DORT, your PDS, your title, and then again, the managing broker accepts it, and that's how you have a new listing. And then once a listing has an offer, I can just click on a listing and say, we have an offer, and then it moves it from being a listing into a transaction, into that other section. It might be daunting. It might say like, well, this is a lot of data, but it actually is really streamlined. And like I've said in other videos, the designer of this, Pritesh, his whole mindset and goal is you should not have to read a book or watch a tutorial. Yes, there are tutorials, but it should be so intuitive that you're able to click and say like, well, what? Okay, there. Like it should just be, it should walk you through itself. My office, we can see managing brokers here. We actually do have 3 now. Her profile is just not up here in BC. I immediately have the mailing address. I have our brokerage license ID number. So sometimes lawyers ask like, where do I mail the check? And I'm like, I don't remember, right? But you click my office, that's where you mail the check. Who do I email to? Where do I phone? Here's all the information here for BC. And of course, it'll be different for different provinces. If you're on different boards, there'll be different mailing addresses potentially. Okay, my team. This will only apply if you have a team, of course. It will say your team members. It'll give you their contact information. And then it'll tell you if they've capped and also on what split they are. Being on a team, you can opt to be at that 6K cap, right? So the cap that's chosen does affect the bonuses that are given to you for the stock purchase program. So you certainly can be on that 6K cap, but a team member could elect to be on a 12K cap and benefit from the whole stock purchase program. Okay, here's the wallet. This is new after ReZEN. It shows you your total amount in stocks that you have accumulated. It shows you what's vested and what's unvested. So when you purchase into the stock purchase program, you are given those bonuses, which are substantial. But when you do that, it is your stock, but you've promised basically to keep it within the company vested. So you're saying like it's going to stay here for 1 year. After a year, it's unvested and I can fully take it out. So that's just how it works. To get the bonuses, you do have to promise to keep it in there for a year. And the purpose for that is not for someone to come in with a big transaction, get a big bonus, and then bounce, right? It's promoting investing into our company and keeping the money there to help it grow. Now, this is what is interesting. The line of credit that's available. This is how much is available for me to loan. It takes 2 minutes. I have seen it done. I haven't done it yet personally because I don't have need for it, but I saw it done live on the stage. Going through the process, it's like, do you want to borrow? How much do you want to borrow? Disclosure, because it is legal, of course. This is what the interest rate is. It's 10%. If you pay it back within 21 days, there is no fee, which is pretty substantial. I had another agent tell me that they went and pulled some money out, and it took about a day and a half for it to show up actually in their bank account. So it'll just be wired like a commission check. It'll go to your bank account and show up as cash money. Why this could be such a game changer is, let's say you need money. Let's say you need a cash advance on a paycheck that's coming up. So you know you're going to be paid, but you need to do something right now. Well, look at what you have available to you to be able to do that. Essentially free of charge if you get it back within that 21 days, 3 weeks. So pretty substantial. This is a game changer. This will affect people's lives and get people out of binds, right? Because life happens. Okay, real signature. This is the AuthentiSign, DocuSign system that we have. I drag a file into here and it'll show up here. I can drag 10 files into there and then I'll have individual documents here. I can then go like this and click as many as I want and make a packet of them. And then I click next and I'll say, okay, who are you going to send it to? put in their name, put in their email address, and then it's the same system, right? I want you to initial here. I want some text here. I want you to sign here, and you send it off. And then when it's done, it emails it back to you. So this in itself has saved me hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Just look at what DocuSign costs. I know AuthentiSign is a lot cheaper, but DocuSign, it was $400 for an individual, and for a team account, it was closer to $900 a year. So huge savings right there, just having real signature. Wealth plan, this is really interesting. It's essentially made to share with others about what it looks like to be with real. So you type in, well, how many sales do you make in a year? Okay. Do you want to be part of the stock purchase program? Okay. Do you think you'll be involved in attraction? Do you think you'll be able to bring any people into the company? If so, how many do you think you might be able to bring into a year? 1, 2, 5, 10? It's up to you. You tell it kind of your plan, and then it'll spit out what your income actually looks like. And it'll take into account how much you have to pay for cap. So it's really interesting to play with the numbers and see for yourself what it would look like to actually be with real. So if you want access to this, I can actually just email it to you and you can play with this yourself. So my contact information will be at the end of the video. Just hit me up and I can send you the link for you to be able to play with this. That's called the wealth plan. Okay, directory is new. This is still being implemented. What it is going to do is basically save your contacts, your names, your email addresses to be really quickly and easily used within Real Signature. Now, what's interesting is it's not going to share client names, but other types of professionals, let's say lawyers' names, it's actually going to build this database. So as I enter in a lawyer's name and someone else enters in another lawyer's name in my same city, it'll build like the database for Nanaimo lawyers, which will just make, think in 6 months, a year, 2 years later, how it'll all be there already. And we'll just be able to click and it'll automatically have the email, the phone, the street address. So that is also new and is being built out. That's the directory. Partners, this is also relatively new. I say that a lot. It's just because Real keeps working on things and adding things so quickly. So these are all featured partners, and we do get discounts by working with them. So Oakley Signs is an American sign maker. Curator is a marketing and lead gen. They're pretty cool. Lofty is the CRM that we use. Luxury Presence is our luxury division affiliated. Oh, sorry, that's the website. This is affiliated with the luxury division, Institute for Luxury Home Marketing. Sierra Interactive, of course, another CRM. So these are partners that we all have access to, and they give us preferred rates. Marketing. This is our marketing center. Tons of cool stuff in here. So you can get the branding guidelines. This is super easy. State and provincial portals. So you click that because when you're joining, you're thinking, I got to get new signs made. I got to get business cards. How can I make sure that I'm compliant for the specific province that I'm in? Because that's, of course, super important. So here's all the states. Here's the provinces. Click the province that you're in. I'm in BC. You click that, and it tells you what you need, and it gives you Canva templates. Broker information. Business cards right here. So there's business card templates, and they are all, of course, BC compliant, which is amazing. So here's... and see how it's all, there's different sizes. So there's a square size, there's a rectangular size, and then there's a Canva link. So I click that Canva link, it takes me to Canva, that's already there, and all I have to do is change my name from Octavia to Josh and change the phone number. So there is far more than just the signs also. There's lots of, just listed cards like we see here. There's brand messaging. They do give us social media shareables. There are t-shirts, right? There's lots of cool swag. I'll just look at the social media shareables and show you briefly what we have here. So when we have like a big announcement, like, hey, we hit 22K, there'll be an Instagram post made for us and a Facebook or a story. They will give us videos. They'll give us stuff for agent attraction if we want to be part of that. There'll be, if holidays pop up, there'll be one here and we can post that on. Talk about our earnings report, which there's going to be another one. So essentially a lot of pre-made social media shareables where you have to do nothing but come in here and grab it and post it. Swag shop, there's some cool stuff. The cool thing is once you're part of the brand and the ecosystem, you just realize how special it is, and you are super proud to be part of it and to wear a real shirt. It is amazing in my opinion. Okay, that's enough of that. Marketing, we were there. Real Academy. Okay, this I was just on this morning. So here is the calendar of live events right here in calendar of live events. So I click that and you can see all the stuff that's happening today. So today happens to be November 5th. So you see that we have 3, 6, 7 live marketing events happening today. Trends and Tactics, this is with Tim Macy. Very well attended. I was on this call this morning and we just talked about like year-end planning, getting into the future. And we spun off into a topic about, how many things do we pay for in real estate? How many subscriptions are we part of? And then we forget about them. We're paying for CapCut. We're paying for High Note. So just monitor those things. How do you check and monitor those things? Some agents will, cancel their Visa card at the end of each year and start it again, so that these companies start bugging you and reminding you that hey, your payment has changed. So that's just what that one is about. It was useful. Here's another one on better branding, geo farming, so like a specific community, role play workshop. You want to hop on and start talking about things with other agents and role play to sharpen your skills. Here's a real YouTube mastermind. I'm pretty sure this is with Malcolm Lawson, this one. Yeah, Malcolm Lawson and Bill Olson, two YouTube, huge presence on YouTube, both of them. An attraction accelerator, real attraction workshop. So again, those are all live things happening today, starting at 8 a.m. and it's my time zone. So my time starting at 8 a.m. all the way through this last one's at 3 to 4. And then tomorrow we see that there's another 5 events happening. And if you miss one, you're like, hey, I really like to be part of this, but I missed it. Everything's recorded. We can go back into Real Academy and view it. There is no shortage of training, and it is high level. It is not throwaway content. That's Real Academy. One real impact. This is pretty huge. Essentially, bad things happen in life and in this world. So we have a charitable organization within to cover agents, and they give them grants during natural disasters, personal disasters, and moments of hardship. You send a letter, you make a phone call, and say, I went through this, and Real will help you out. So I personally have pledged a portion of my commissions, every single sale, to be part of that. It's small, right? Like it's not hundreds and hundreds of dollars, but I do give a portion of my commission, and it's now part of this, and it's helping people when people need help. That's the one real impact. Reports, I can go here, and again, I can select myself or a teammate, look at them for the quarter, look at them for the year, what are they doing? Knowledge is power. I can also send it then to my accountant if needed. Events. So this goes hand in hand with the Real Academy, but it's showing you all the events that are coming up too, just in kind of a more visual format. We're almost done. So Tipalti account, that's just how Real sends us payments. So we get a commission check. It of course goes to the brokerage, as with any brokerage, and then Real has to pay you. It goes through Tipalti directly into your bank account. Quick links. Here's a join Real. Here's the Canadian presentation slide deck. Workplace. Again, that is going away. It's going to be Work Vivo, and we're going to have an icon on the side here with Work Vivo. Here is the demo mode. I can turn it off really quickly, and then again, it'll unblur all that private sensitive information. And I can change things with my payment settings, with my agent profile. Now, this, of course, was the desktop, laptop, computer version. It looks the same if you're on a Mac or if you're on a PC, because essentially it is web-based. You go to a website and you log in, and that's where it is. The same app is also on our cell phones. It does look a little bit differently. All the branding's the same, but of course the screen looks different. But all that same content and access to the same content is there. So if you're on the go and you need to check something, you need to upload something, you need to send something through Real Signature, or you want to join a live webinar and you're on the go, you still have access to everything right from your cell phone, which is super powerful. Essentially, you can forget or leave your laptop at home now and still be able to accomplish what you need to accomplish because you still have access within the app on your phone. The app is available, of course, on Apple as well as Android. So overall, the app that we have access to is super powerful. It has elevated my business. It does make things a lot easier. I know a lot of people are concerned going to a cloud-based brokerage. Well, how do I submit my deals? How do I submit my deposit? It has all been looked after, and the amount that it's changing and improving from year to year, even in the short 2 years that I've been with Real, it is quite astounding. So if you'd like to see a live demo with myself, feel free to reach out. If you'd like access to that wealth plan that I mentioned, just send me your email address and say wealth plan in the subject line. I'll send you a link to that. You can go through, you can see what your business looks like and what it would look like if you're with Real, and you can really compare the numbers. If you are interested in joining Real and you want to talk to someone about perhaps being sponsored or co-sponsored, feel free to reach out. All of my information is below.